What's going on, people? Today we got a rally party that we did during KvK. Now this was actually towards the end of KvK. I think it's probably like 3 hours before the end, and it was pretty much like a response rally party because the other side had a rally party of their own, which I heard was upwards of 20 plus rallies. Now I was sleeping at the time that they did that, but they definitely caught quite a few people off guard with that rally party. So this was kind of like our way of getting back, and let me tell you, we definitely had quite a bit of fun. We got about 11 rallies, give or take, is what I believe was our number. And we were going for whatever we thought was either offline, or if we could find something in Fury, even better. Now, the first one that we went after here is King Tina, which is weird because Tina, isn't that like a girl name? So wouldn't it be like Queen Tina? I know that there's some names that you can use for both, but Tina doesn't. I don't know. I've never heard that being a guy's name. But either way, they burned. They actually burned on the very first hit. And actually, once I show you here the hits, all of them were pretty freaking good. They were so good that we didn't even get to hit anything, right? Take a look at these massive hits. 14 million casualty, 8.2, 7.1, and the last one, take a look at that, 17.7. So they must have had like at least some T1 or something, because ain't no way that many troops die. Like, no way. So we went up to our next target, which was King Njy. I don't know what's up with all these kings and stuff, but hey, whatever floats their boat. Now they actually, I thought that they were gonna be on and maybe swap gear or something. Something just gave me that vibe, but regardless, 11 rallies. If they decide to take it, it is what it is. So we weren't gonna really worry too much. So we start walking, and like I said, we have about, give or take, about 11 or so. And at a billion might, unless you're designed to be a rally party trap, you're probably not taking 11 rallies nowadays, because at 1 billion, yeah, you either don't have a lot of research or you're lacking troops, one or the other. And as you can tell there, yeah, they burned fairly quickly. And yeah, they went from a billion might to not so high up. Does anybody miss the days where, like, if you were a billion might, people were like, "Ooh, you're a big boy, you're a billion might"? It seems like now, if you're a billion might, you're a good target. how the times have changed, right? And I bet you probably give it another 6 months to a year, and we'll see like 2 billion start being like the good targets, because there's probably going to be new research. Well, I shouldn't even say probably. There is going to be new research, so hopefully you guys are stacking tomes for that, because you know it's going to need it. And 2 billion is going to be the new norm in about a year. I'm telling you, it's going to be the new norm, and then 1 billions are going to be like the little boys. Yeah, that's where we're headed for sure. But taking a look at the hits here, it looks like the first one got capped, even though they did 8.2. Like, hello, that's still like huge hit. And then from there, it was just dismantling that guy. So so we went ahead and moved on to the next guy, and this guy was actually, in fact, online, and the King Pikachu. So I'm guessing this whole guild is just like full of kings, because, you know, everybody's named King apparently. So we set the rallies again, and we start walking, and check this out. He shields, like, he's like, "No thank you." And you know what, kudos to him, because a lot of times people take rallies and rally parties, etc., when they know that they shouldn't. Like, think about it like this, right? Can you take 11 rallies? Sure, maybe somebody can, but do you want to? Can you recover fast enough? That's a lot of the things that people don't really take into account. Like, yeah, you capped the 11 rallies, but now it's gonna take you months to rebuild. So is it worth it? You know, so just keep something like that in mind. Unless you're inferior and have no option, yeah, don't try to do that unless you can just rebuild back pretty fast. So the next one is BBBNC. I guess we got out of the K guild and now we're into the B, and they actually burned first hit. Like, a lot of these were burning fairly fast, but they had anti-scat, so we didn't really know what they had. And we wanted to make sure that we got some good targets first, at the very least, before we moved on to the bigger boys. And when I say bigger boys, at this point, it's still like in the 2 billion range or so. But yeah, so far so good. And at this point, we had zeroed about 3 or 4. I may have actually missed 1 or 2 because I did come into the rally party just a bit late. But still, it seems like I was just in time to get enough of the kills. Unfortunately, IGG still do the 1v1 KvKs, and I don't really understand why. Because, like, 1v1 KvKs are so boring. The first couple of hours could be okay, but after that, unless you do a rally party, there's not really much going on. So I really wish that the main KvK was 3. Like, you know, 1v1v1, and then the nice one would be like the 4-way or something, but it is what it is. I guess they'll just keep rotating it. Now we get to the big boy, right? We got the Skywolf, the OOO guild. Let me tell you, this OOO, KKK, BBB, all these letter soup guilds, when they go to sleep, they just seem like they just die. So this might be a guild to kind of, it might be a nice guild to follow, because my god, when they have people go to sleep, they just don't wake up. It's actually quite insane. So this might be a nice little guild for targets, because good lord, they were easy to zero. Oh man, so we got 1.8 billion might Skywolf in monster gear going offline in KvK. I mean, you love to see it. And of course, at that might, you're probably going to cap the first wave. But take a look at this. The first waves brought them down to 1.4. So we've already shaved off about 400 million off of the one wave. So that means that the second one more than likely is going to go ahead and zero him out unless he come online. But at this point now, even if he does come online, you're probably just going to go ahead and shield, right? Because when you lose 400 million might in troops, even if you cap them, like, do you really want to stay unshielded? You can't really migrate during KvK. You can switch kingdoms here and there, but like, yeah, it will be a rough decision for them. But either way, like I said, these people sleep like rocks. So I thought that maybe he had come online and we canceled, but no, he actually got burned by AU Mohammed with the 5.5 million casualties. So I was like, okay, scratch that. Let's find the dude, because if he's already burned, now we're just gonna be able to feast him. So yeah, we need to get in there. And our range rally burned him, so he must have had some sort of calves in the front, or it was range on range. Either way, of course, when you have so many guilds, you're gonna be able to find people right away. And listen, when it's KvK, either shield, or if you're gonna go offline in gear. Like, don't be that person. So many people have been caught offline in crap gear just because they think, oh, I'm not gonna be zeroed, and then last thing you know, you are the one that got zeroed. So there you go. Spartan goes ahead and gets a nice little hit there, 6.2, and from there on, it's just gonna be just cleaning him out. But there you go, 5.3 dead on that one. Infantry wedge. So that means, unfortunately, we probably ran into the range that was left before we can even get to the cav. If we would have gotten clean to the calves, it would have been such a nice hit. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And of course, everybody else just came in at the end and then just absolutely destroyed. And there you go, Skywolf, 1.8 billion might, broken down to size to 1.1. And like I said, now at 1 billion, now they're just, man, it's rough to lose 700 million might in troops. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to train back. Like, even if you go through the gem dealers and stuff, like, that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get back. So, oh, it would suck to be him. And then one of the last targets here, we got another BBB. Like I'm telling you, these soup guilds are just so, they're just easy to zero. I don't know what it is. But this one, the difference was that this one was in gear. So it was definitely more of a challenge. At least this guy logged off in gear, right? But there goes the burn, and then from there we're just completely just annihilating. And there it is. BBB happy. Can't really be happy after all that, right? And it was so bad that we actually didn't even get to hit anything. I mean, we were a couple of seconds behind, but Geez, at 1.6 billion in gear and all that, you would think that we would be able to hit something, but yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to. But like I said, they definitely did a good job as far as their own rally party that I completely missed because I was asleep. But our revenge, quote unquote, rally party was a huge success, especially for the end of KvK, and a KvK that was uneventful to say the least. So there was that. But yeah, appreciate you guys for coming through. I have some videos that I will be posting here soon, so stay tuned.